There has been a lot of temple news and updates in the last couple of days, with the rededication of the Toronto, Canada Temple happening this last weekend. Also coming to you soon is groundbreaking updates, groundbreaking information for the Birmingham England Temple, as well as the groundbreaking dates for the temples in Nigeria, Hungary, and Brazil, all coming to you in this episode of The Covenant Path. What happened this last weekend? Big weekend in temple news for the church. Rededication, first of all, of the Toronto, Ontario, Canada Temple. Okay. That's big. That's huge. 17 months it was closed for the renovation process. Let me just read right here what exactly was happening. So my understanding, it was closed for upgrades, improvements to be made for patron demand in the temple. And then you had, as listed here, heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems were also, they had major upgrades to them in this 17-month time frame. So exactly what happened, I've got a list here. So the patron demand was needed to be increased. So you have increased seating capacity in the waiting room, in the baptistry with, oh, no, I read that wrong. Okay, it's an expanded clothing area in the baptistry. But new seating improved for the instruction rooms, celestial room, and the waiting area of the temple. As well as previously mentioned, there was replacements to the mechanical systems, renovations that needed to take place there. We'll go back to my map and make the awesome change of changing this from a temple under renovation, the color. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for the color. To now an operating temple here in Toronto. But I just wanted to show, actually, just from a distance standpoint, I mean, it's the only temple here in Ontario, Canada, currently. But now that it's operating, the saints in this region, I mean, if you were going to a temple in Canada, you had to go to Montreal. You did have the Palmyra Temple here, and then Detroit, Michigan temples if you came across the border, have a passport to the U.S. But I thought this might be a little exciting. Let's just look a little bit for a second here before we start talking about the groundbreaking of the Birmingham Temple and the 5 other temples. Well, 4 groundbreakings, 1 open house announcement. But let's talk about the history of the church in Toronto and Ontario. So Ontario played actually a pretty sizable role in the early history of the church, as missionaries were sent there early in the 1830s to preach the gospel, the restored gospel. So you had 2,000 members join from the Ontario region, met with the saints in the Midwest, and I'm assuming came out west with the rest of the saints as the saints moved from back east. So you have, though, this is kind of interesting. So in the early days of the church, about half of the village of Churchville, Ontario, now a historic district in Brampton, left to gather with the saints in the Midwest of the United States. So thought that was kind of cool, specifically that one city, but also you had 2,000 members join from that region. Some of the individuals who served missions there, pretty big names in the church. Brigham Young served a mission there, taught in the Kingston area, as well as John Taylor. He joined the church, actually, in Toronto. Before we get too far in this episode, I want to ask, actually, for all of your help. I need a little bit of help from the community here, of everyone that watches this channel. We have General Conference right around the corner, as many of you know. What I would like is your help. I want you to email me with any conference traditions that you have. Things that help you prepare for General Conference, things that you do before conference, things you're doing perhaps during conference to help with grandkids, children, whatever the case might be, traditions that you might have between sessions. I would love to hear it. And the way you can tell me is by emailing me at official.thecovenantpath@gmail.com. Okay, that is my email for this channel. And email whatever it is you do. Maybe you have a quirky tradition of making green jello and funeral potatoes every conference. Maybe you go out for ice cream post the Saturday evening session. I know that's a pretty popular thing here in Utah. But send me your traditions, and I will be making a video that'll release this upcoming weekend highlighting different things that Latter-day Saints do throughout the world to prepare and enjoy conference. I just think maybe that'd be a hope for people. Maybe you don't have any traditions and you'll watch that video and see, hey, maybe we could start something here with our family or individually. I don't know how many of you know that this is a thing, but this is publicly accessible to anyone. You can look up facts and statistics about different nations. So this just shows you a little bit of a breakdown for Canada on church membership. These are temples in operation, stakes, and congregations. But when we go specifically to the Ontario province, you've got roughly, round up for sakes of the video, 55,000 members, 9 stakes, 91 congregations, and as I previously showed on my other map, the one temple now in operation. Let's, though, jump across the pond to our friends over in England. We can show you a little bit here. The groundbreaking ceremony was held for the Birmingham England Temple on Saturday, March 22nd. Elder Scott D. Whiting presided over that groundbreaking of the 70. So this will make the 3rd temple now in England. You have the Preston Temple, the London Temple, now under construction, the Birmingham England Temple. So very exciting for the Latter-day Saints of England. For accessibility, just showing you also, we can go here on my map over to the United Kingdom. That cuts driving distance, transportation right in half, basically. You're in this central region of England, you'll have a temple pretty soon. But let's do the exciting change of now making you under construction. Now, if you've never seen this map before, maybe this is new to you, and maybe this is the first episode you've seen it. I showed this for the first time in my last episode. This is one that I created using Google Maps, where I've pinned every temple that we know of. So 367 temples here on the map, with orange meaning they are under operation, green being under construction, blue is in various stages of planning, design, or perhaps they just have a site revealed at this time. But that's what we're doing here. So very exciting. That is now under construction. That should begin way pretty quickly. Now, this is brand new. Right before I started to make this video, I was going to make this video without this news, but milestone announcements for 5 new temples. You scroll up here. Actually, I want to show this to you. So 5 temples. You have the open house dates and dedication date of the Farmington, New Mexico temple. So very exciting. The Land of Enchantment. So that'll be pretty soon take place. More than 69,000 Latter-day Saints live in New Mexico, 140 congregations. Here is a look at the rendering for it. I'm assuming we will get the actual photos for construction as well. Groundbreaking services have been announced as well for 4 additional temples, 2 of which are here in Nigeria. So, showing you on the map, the Lagos Temple that was announced in the October 2018 conference, and Benin City announced in April 2020. Both of those now have dates where their groundbreaking will take place. And if we go back here, I believe they're both in May. Could be wrong, though. May 10th for the Lagos, Nigeria Temple, May 25th. Nope, May 24th for Benin City. So, Nigeria to receive 2 more temples that'll be under construction. They do have the Aba Nigeria Temple that is in operation, but that'll be big. That'll be big to have both of those slowly, surely May will come up, and they will now be under construction. Budapest, Hungary also received announced groundbreaking date. That will take place June 21st of this year, as well as Natal, Brazil. So Natal, Brazil will have a May groundbreaking also take place. We can look here on the map at both of them. I'm not going to change the pins, the color of the pins, because the groundbreaking has not taken place yet. But Budapest was announced in the April 2019 General Conference. Natal, Brazil was announced in April of 2023. So that being a little bit more recent. So just thinking about these 4 new milestones announced, the groundbreaking dates for the Natal, the 2 temples in Nigeria, the Budapest temple here in Europe. Man, these are big temple announcements. Not that other temples aren't, but just thinking from a distant standpoint of putting temples in an accessible range to the saints where they can travel to, commute to, on a semi-consistent basis, if not more often, just because of how close they are. And that's what you're doing. Like Natal, your closest one before was Recife, Fortaleza, Brazil. Nigeria, you only had one before, the Aba Nigeria temple. Now you've got 2 that'll be within just 2 months. You'll be under construction with Lagos and Benin City. But the one I'm thinking about the most is what a blessing the Budapest temple will be to saints in Eastern Europe in particular. Just because when you look at this region, I mean, mind you, proportionally, there's not as many saints in Europe. But this is getting a temple within reach for them. If you're a Latter-day Saint, you live in one of these old Soviet bloc countries, you're in Eastern Europe, there's not a lot going on nearby. Like, you've got the Kiev temple to the east, but without going into politics, other than stating there's a war going on over there, I don't know how accessible this is. And maybe somebody knows more than I do. And if you do, please tell me in the comments. I don't even know if with the war going on, if you can travel really to Ukraine. If saints in, I don't know, Poland, Hungary, Slovakia right now would go east, or maybe they're going to Freiburg, Germany. I think that's probably your best option. Because it's like to the north, you've got Helsinki. I guess if you're Latter-day Saint in like northern Eastern Europe. But if not, your options are really, it's just Freiburg and Rome. So the Budapest temple, man, that's going to be a blessing to have that under construction and here within a couple of years have a dedication for that. But just wanted to take one last look here at the map so you could kind of see that visually. I did want to play though. Recently, President Holland also posted a video on his Instagram and Facebook account. I thought I'd take a moment just to share that with you, talking about youth and the temple.
Important developments of this day.
We start back at the beginning.
Youth going to the temple, and I'm looking right at that camera. Youth going to the temple is one of the dramatic and important developments of this day. And I want you to go, and I'll go with you, and we'll meet there, and we'll have a great time and be fortified in our faith. This is true. This is true. The gospel restored in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is God's very truth. And I'm too old to be playing games with you or telling jokes. I'm too old to walk away from a future meeting with my Savior and be pulling the wool over your eyes or trying to pretend. This is the truth, and I bear that witness to you, especially the youth, in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Youth going to the temple.
All right. I just thought that was kind of cool. Specifically, he was referring to the youth of the church. So if you have children or grandchildren, want to show them that clip, you can find that on his social media pages. But it's awesome. It's really awesome. I remember going as a youth myself to, I'm from Utah, the temple early in the morning. They had it open at 5:30 a.m. 5:30 a.m. School started at 7. You'd go quickly before school even started. You'd be there with 20, 25 other youth and do some baptisms, get changed, go home, take the really fast shower, and head right to school. Absolutely incredible. Now, one last thing I wanted to show. I recently came across this. I think this website's absolutely incredible. I don't know who runs or operates it. just because it isn't affiliated with the church according to their bio, but it is churchofjesuschristtemples.org. Now, this is what I want to do. I am going to, every now and then, as occasion permits, do update videos on temple status, kind of like this one, where I walk through, can show you some of the images, just tell you what's happening with temple dedications, rededications, open houses, groundbreakings, etc., whatever the case might be. I think, though, as part of it, though, I'd like to go to this website. They have they show posted photos of the construction status of different temples. So kind of where they're at. So you see they just posted what happened today. You got the renderings for a couple of these temples, as I previously showed. But it also shows the construction status of these other temples. So like here's the Torreon, Mexico temple. So you can see the framing is taking place. This is the Grand Junction temple. The Toronto temple, there's quite a few of, just because the dedication just took place. Here's the Syracuse temple, a couple of updated photos on where it's at with its construction. That will be dedicated here pretty shortly. Burley also, another one that is right there, completed. Looking for the dedication date. The Vancouver, Washington temple, that was, that's Anchorage. There was an article in the church newsroom recently about that. They had the site identified, and construction should be beginning shortly. So it appears it'll be at this intersection. Anchorage, Alaska, though. Now, that's a fun and interesting temple. I've been there within the last year. The temple still is in operation, but it's literally in the same parking lot, and right across the road is the construction of the much larger and much more needed for patron usage, the Anchorage temple, and you can see now the current status of it. So that's actually very exciting to see. Oh, there's the photo. Yeah, it's sitting right here as the Anchorage temple, and you can even see just from this photo the size, how much smaller it is. I don't know right off the top of my head exact numbers. I believe it's more than doubling the size from the current temple to the new temple that'll take place. Here's the Managua temple. Looks like just the top half is being finished off. I'm assuming a lot of interior work still needs to take place. Bahia Blanca. Yeah, no, this is a fun website to look at. And like I said, as I make future videos, just updating essentially everyone with where temples are at, I would like to come to this website. We can look at a couple of these images just to see the current status. So Linden, Utah, the outside work, it appears to almost be completed. I think it's so interesting, just the different temple, what they look like. You've got the double spire here. Absolutely beautiful, incredible. So a few more images of the Linden, Utah temple. The Torreon, Mexico. I'm not positive off the top of my head. This might be site, like the location. They might just have the location right now. Also curious where they get these from off this website. If you can submit them as a user, if anyone knows, tell me. I'd be interested to see. But there's the this is the Bacolod, Philippines. Maybe that's how you say it. Sure, I'm butchering some names. Oh, and here's images. Some more images. Oh, these are the same images actually from Birmingham, England, which took place last Saturday. So I think that'll be all for this episode. But as I previously said, send me your traditions, conference traditions, things that you might do, things you eat, do between sessions, after conference, post conference. I'd like to know, and we'll make that video for this weekend. But make sure to check me out on social media. I have a Facebook, Instagram, and now a Spotify channel where you can go follow me on those sites as well. That way you can get all the latest update and news as I release episodes and videos. But thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.